Welcome to Deep Thought. Debating people is mostly useless. You ever notice especially on like social media, the comments, like no matter what the commenter, the person who created the video or reel will say, somebody will come on there and try to debate them. And it could be, mostly trolls will do it. And you know what? I don't even get into that. In fact, I got a reputation of deleting comments because I don't have time, because I'm like, what is this doing for me? And you thinking about it, when you get people who want to debate somebody all the time, it could be on social media, it could be in real life. They want to argue with you about it. What you getting from it? Are you getting money from it? You getting a belief? Because even if you debate that person, they still gonna believe it. How often has anybody actually changed somebody's mind? They either believe it or they don't. Most people stay with whatever they're thinking. They just, I don't know, they get some maybe joy out of it, but do they really get something? Because even if somebody was to say something around me, if I don't really have time to deal with it, I'd just be like, okay. I'll be like, okay. And just keep it moving, because I'm like, am I getting paid for this? Am I getting something? Am I going to convince somebody? Because there were times in the past, because I'm out and about, I'm doing my thing. I'm selling books and people would try to debate me on something. I'm like, for what? What am I getting for this? you talking with them, it was like they believe whatever. Because I thought about this, ironically, it wasn't a debate. It was a young lady who, let's just say she was getting dogged by this player. And I was trying to tell her, yeah, this could be a problem, but she still didn't want to believe it. She didn't want to listen. See, when you debating, most of the time people debating, they just want you to see their point of view. They want to impose their point of view. They're not really doing anything. Like I said, mostly useless. Now, if you are debating someone in front of an audience, and you are working towards something, that's a legitimate debate. Like, not just debating just to debate, but debating to come up with a solution to a problem. You presenting your side, they're presenting their side, and then you decide, oh, okay, this is what we should do. Okay, that's something. You getting something from it. But most debates, you're not getting anything from it. Most people want to argue their point of view because that's just what they see. Especially when you online, people don't want to get into it. People just want to take you off of it. They want to present something different. I'm like, for what? For what? What is this doing? What you going to believe? Whoever created the video is going to believe what they're going to believe anyway. The person who's trying to change your mind about something, they still believe what they want to believe. And then sometimes people doing it just because they want to throw you off. Like I had mentioned several times when I was at the Harlem Book Fair and almost got in a fight with this dude. And all he was saying was, well, I'm not in the book. And I'm up there trying to say, well, I don't know. You haven't read the book. How would you know? Well, I ain't in the book. Well, it's like, and we're about to fight. But I thought about that afterwards. I was like, what was the point of him arguing? I ain't never say he was in the book anyway. I told him. In fact, during our back and forth, I even told him, I said, I don't know you. I don't know you in particular, but you still, you don't know. I might be talking about something that's applying to you one way or the other. And that's what I would tell anybody. I was like, no, I don't know you personally, but you probably recognize some of the archetypes I have in the book. But see, his thing was, he wanted to be special. And then, after he finished that, he said, you won't be able to sell books anymore. See, usually when somebody's trying to debate, They just really trying to get someone off of their square, so to speak. They're getting someone to think the way that they want them to think. And it was like, why? What's the point? You know, my thing is, okay, am I getting money from this? Who is this person? I don't have to prove anything to them. Am I losing any money? That's the thing. Are we in front of some people? Now, if you in front of a crowd and y'all looking for a solution to a problem, okay, you can do that. But okay, those debates are for it. In fact, that's what debates are for anyway. When you have two people and you have a crowd, like an audience or something, you're really trying to come up with the best solution to something. You presenting your side, somebody else presenting their side, and then you deciding, okay, what can you do? What can you do? So then y'all might pull something, some information you have, pull some information they have, and then go for it. Now those are worth it. If you actually trying to solve a legitimate problem, those are worth it. But a lot of people debate just to debate. They're contrary just to be contrary. In fact, they'll call themselves contrarians. I'm like, for what? What are you getting out of this? You might actually be hurting yourself. Now, you ain't gonna agree with everybody, and you don't have to. But if you don't agree with somebody else, why try to change their mind? Like me, I don't try to change their mind. Like, I'll use myself for an example, like I always do. But there was this, I have this international bestseller, Nice Guys and Players. And it's talking about relationships. I actually had somebody, they wanted me to convince them to buy it. I'm like, I ain't gonna convince you to buy a $10 book. You either need it or you don't. If you don't need it, I don't want you to buy it. Because that's my thing. Don't get my stuff just to, I appreciate the support, but don't buy it just to support me. Or don't buy it unless you feel it can do something for you. I don't want to have any materials out there that's just out there just to be out there. We don't have to debate on it. And if you don't agree with something I say in there, okay, fine. I'm not going to change it. I ain't going to change anything. I'm not going to change anything. And if you don't agree with it, you just don't agree with it. I'm promoting a philosophy. So, like, even when you out in public or you doing whatever, you still doing you. Well, what you getting from this debate? Seriously, what is there to debate about? Like I said, debating people is mostly useless. Whatever information you're putting out, whatever you putting it out. Now, like I said, you got a lot of contrarians out there, you got some trolls out there. What are they debating for? Why are you trying to convince them? And I'll get more into the next one, why debating people can be a problem anyway. And I'll get into, you know how I do. I get bigger. I'll start with something, but then add to it as I'm going through the week. But I want y'all to think about that. Well, what's the point? You're not getting paid. Y'all two not trying to solve a problem. Sometimes people, well, mostly people, not even sometimes, most of the time people just being contrarian. You could say the sky is blue on a bright sunny day and somebody's going to argue with you. It's like, oh, no, it's not. Whatever, all right? But here's the thing. Debating people is mostly useless. If you don't agree with somebody, you just don't agree. If they present some information, they're in it. Don't get the time and energy. Don't spend time and energy trying to convince anybody. Like even with everything I say if you don't agree with what I say, I'm not forcing you to watch the videos. It's a waste of time for me. I present my philosophy. I talk about what I want to talk about. Now, even if you disagree with something, all I ask is just intelligently, like present your point of view. But it's not a case of you're trying to put me down. Because see, a lot of times people, when they debate, a lot of times they trying to put the other person down. It's like, no. Only time it's not useless is if y'all trying to solve a problem and you two are coming from it from different angles. That's what debates are supposed to be, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. Think on this, and I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.